Look at this. And Bryan Adams and the Extreme Superstar are starting out the 35-man Royal Rumble match. And here comes the trainer. And now the trainer taking advantage of Bryan Adams and taking down the Extreme Superstar as well. And here comes the Undertaker. Look out here. The Undertaker with the Tombstone Piledriver on the trainer in the Royal Rumble match. And the Undertaker with the leg drop. And here comes Mick Foley. Wait a minute, Mick Foley just threw out the Extreme Superstar right away and gets eliminated by the Undertaker. And now the trainer gets eliminated by the Undertaker. And now Bryan Adams throws out the Undertaker. And here comes Ricky Miles. And now Ricky Miles with the drop kick on Bryan Adams. And another drop kick connects. And here comes Dolph Ziggler. And Dolph Ziggler immediately with the zigzag on both Ricky Miles and Bryan Adams. And here comes Hard Puncher. And Hard Puncher taking down Dolph Ziggler with authority. And Bryan Adams with a drop kick on Ricky Miles. And here comes John Cena. Wait a minute. John Cena attitude adjustment to Bryan Adams out of the match. And John Cena gets rid of Dolph Ziggler as well. And now Hard Puncher gets rid of John Cena. And now Ricky Miles gets rid of Hard Puncher in this Royal Rumble. And here comes Ric Flair. And now Ric Flair with the vicious chops on Ricky Miles here. And now Ric Flair with the slam. And here comes R-Truth. And R-Truth with the pay dirt on Ric Flair. And now R-Truth now with the lie detector on the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And here comes Kurt Angle. Wait a minute. Kurt Angle with the Olympic Slam on R-Truth. Wait, Kurt Angle belly to belly suplex right to R-Truth. And then Ric Flair and Ricky Miles going at each other. And here comes Danny Jones. Wait a minute. And Danny Jones just threw out Ric Flair. And Ricky Miles makes him pay the price by eliminating him with a super kick. And R-Truth gets rid of Ricky Miles. And now Kurt Angle gets rid of R-Truth. And And here comes Chris Jericho. Wait a minute, Chris Jericho. It's a Guri on the back of Kurt Angle's head. Ah! And here comes CM Punk. Wait a minute, what's CM Punk gonna do here? Look at this. And there's the GTS right to Jericho. And now CM Punk with the go to sleep on Kurt Angle as well. Ah! And here comes Steve Corino. And CM Punk with the Shining Wizard right to Corino. And now Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle going at it. Wait a minute, Chris Jericho. Code Breaker. Right to Kurt Angle. The Code Breaker. Ah! And here comes Triple H. Wait a minute. Triple H just threw out Kurt Angle. And Triple H throws out Corino as well. And now CM Punk tosses out Triple H. And Chris Jericho with the Hurricanrana throwing CM Punk out of the match. Ah! And here comes Daniel Bryan. Wait a minute, Daniel Bryan with a knee to the face right to Jericho. And Daniel Bryan with the yes kicks. And drilling Jericho left and right. And another knee in the face. Ah! And here comes The Rock. Wait a minute, The Rock now. Rock bottom to Daniel Bryan. Rock bottom. And now The Rock. The Spine Buster on Chris Jericho. Ah! And here comes Sheamus. Look at Sheamus. Bro kick on The Rock. The bro kick. And now Sheamus taking him down again. And another bro kick. Ah! And here comes Stardust. Wait a minute. Sheamus with the bro kick eliminated him right away. And Daniel Bryan gets rid of Sheamus. And now The Rock gets rid of Daniel Bryan. And now The Rock gets rid of Chris Jericho. Ah! And here comes Tajiri. Wait a minute, The Rock. Rock bomb on Tajiri. Ah! And here comes Albert Jones. Wait a minute. Albert Jones taking down The Rock with authority. And now Albert Jones with a vicious shot on Tajiri. And now The Rock with the right hand. Wait a minute. Oh! Albert Jones with the low blow on The Rock. Albert Jones with a low blow. Ah! And here comes Billy Gunn. Wait a minute, Billy Gunn. The hole-in-one on Albert Jones. And now Billy Gunn, one and only. And now The Rock with a clothesline to Tajiri. Ah! And here comes Cesaro. Wait a second. Billy Gunn threw out both Cesaro and Albert Jones out of the match. And now Billy Gunn getting tossed out by The Rock now. And Tajiri with the busto kick, kicking The Rock out of the match. Ah! And here comes Seth Rollins. And now Seth Rollins with the crop stomp on Tajiri. And here comes Shawn Michaels. Wait a minute, Shawn Michaels getting rid of Seth Rollins. And Tajiri's gone as well. By Shawn Michaels. And here comes The Miz. And sweet chin music by Shawn Michaels on The Miz. And here comes Mr. Perfect. And now Mr. Perfect with the suplex on Shawn Michaels. And now The Miz. The skull crushing finale on Mr. Perfect. And now Shawn Michaels and The Miz going at it. And here comes Wild Bill. Okay. And now Mr. Perfect and Wild Bill going at it. And here comes Kane. Wait a minute. And Kane got Shawn Michaels with a choke slam. And Kane throws out The Miz. And throws out Mr. Perfect and Wild Bill at the same time. And Shawn Michaels with the sweet chin music right to Kane. Out of the match. And here comes Brian Pillman. Wait a minute. Sweet chin music by Shawn Michaels. And here comes Jeff Hardy. Wait a second. Jeff Hardy. Twist of fate on Shawn Michaels. And now Jeff Hardy gives Brian Pillman a twist of fury. And now Jeff Hardy throws out Brian Pillman. And there goes Shawn Michaels as well. And here comes Corey Valentine. Now Corey Valentine, super kick. He just super kicked Jeff Hardy out of the match. And here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. Wait a minute. Look at this. Stone Cold Stunner. And Corey is gone. Ding ding. Here is your winner of the 35-man Royal Rumble, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And don't forget to subscribe me. And the 41st episode of the Custom Wrestling Showdown. And have a nice day, everyone.